Hello from Mindset Daily, wishing you a day full of health, peace, and happiness. Thank you for watching the Mindset Daily channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support us. Thank you so much.
Have you ever wondered why some people stand firm in the storm while others break? What makes one person rise with strength while another crumbles under the same pressure? And more importantly, what if the real difference has nothing to do with luck, but everything to do with training the mind? Most people collapse under pressure, not because they are weak, but because they were never taught to respond with power. Some stand tall in chaos, while others let fear lead the way. Strength isn't something you are born with, it's something you build. It's built in silence, in struggle, and in discipline when the world around you seems to fall apart. If you learn to guide your mind when everything else breaks down, no situation will ever control your spirit again. Soon, you'll see exactly how to stay strong in any situation. No matter the pressure, the pain, or the unpredictability, strength is forged like iron through fire. Your spirit is shaped by adversity, not comfort. Too often, people wait for life to get easy before they decide to be strong. But strength is a choice, a decision to stand firm when everything else crumbles. When you realize that every challenge is a stepping stone, you unlock a power that cannot be shaken. Picture a towering oak tree. It does not stand tall because the winds are soft, but because its roots run deep. Your strength is the same. It's not about avoiding the storm, but about standing tall despite it. To stay strong in any situation, you must plant the roots of resilience deep within your mind and soul. How do you do this? By making a firm decision right now that you will not be defeated by temporary setbacks. Life will test you, push you, and try to break you, but you must remember this. You are stronger than the circumstances surrounding you. Every struggle helps you grow. Each obstacle teaches you, and every failure shapes resilience. The secret to inner strength lies in seeing adversity not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Embrace the discomfort, welcome the challenge, and let it mold you into something greater. When you emerge on the other side, you won't just be stronger, you'll be unbreakable. That is how true strength is built. When you know your purpose, no obstacle can destroy you. Purpose becomes the unyielding force that roots you firmly against the harshest winds. It is the compass that guides you forward when the path is hidden by uncertainty. Without purpose, even the smallest challenge can feel like a mountain. But with purpose, even the greatest obstacles become stepping stones toward greatness. Imagine a ship caught in a violent storm. Waves crash, winds roar, yet it stays its course, not driven by the storm, but by the compass it follows. That compass is its purpose. No matter how fierce the storm, it never loses direction. In life, your purpose is that same compass. When you know what you are pursuing, distractions lose their power, and adversity becomes not a barrier, but a wave you learn to ride. To uncover your purpose, ask yourself, what ignites your soul? What would you fight for, even if no reward were promised? The answer to that question unlocks a strength few ever find. When you know your purpose, you gain the resilience to endure, the focus to overcome, and the drive to keep moving even when everything seems lost. Purpose does more than provide direction. It gives meaning to struggle. It turns pain into growth, setbacks into lessons, and obstacles into opportunities. When you are pulled by a vision of what could be, surrender is no longer an option. The discomfort of today fades beside the power of that vision. Think of history's greatest achievers, Edison and his countless experiments with the light bulb, Lincoln's unyielding commitment to unity, Gandhi's peaceful resistance. All anchored in a purpose so strong that no failure, ridicule, or resistance could stop them. Guided by their inner compass, they pressed on. When you discover your purpose, you tap into a reservoir of strength that shields you from fear. Failure becomes a stepping stone, not an ending. Challenges become tests of resolve, not reasons to quit. Once you grasp your purpose, shortcuts lose their appeal, and you begin embracing the journey, no matter how rough it becomes. So find your purpose and hold it close. Let it guide you, anchor you, and keep you moving forward. Because once you know your purpose, no obstacle, not even the fiercest storm, can break you. Most people run from adversity, but the strong choose to embrace it. Within every challenge lies a hidden gem, and in every struggle, a doorway to growth. The difference between those who rise and those who fall isn't the absence of adversity, it's in how they face it. True strength is not measured by avoiding trials, but by the willingness to confront them head-on. Adversity is a teacher, not a tormentor. It sharpens the mind, strengthens the spirit, and reveals the cracks where growth is most needed. Think of a diamond, formed under immense pressure, its brilliance only revealed after being cut and polished. Your spirit is forged in the same way. Without resistance, there is no progress. Without trials, there is no triumph. When you learn to welcome adversity, it transforms from a barrier into a stepping stone. The moment you shift your mindset from "why me" to "what can I learn from this," you unlock hidden strength within. Every setback becomes a lesson, every challenge a teacher. Adversity stops being something to fear and becomes something you master. Picture the oak tree, standing tall through storm after storm. The wind may howl, the rain may beat down, yet it does not fall. Instead, it roots itself deeper, its trunk growing stronger with each season. Adversity is the storm that drives your roots further, the fire that tempers your spirit, the weight that strengthens your resolve. Greatness is never born in comfort. It is carved out of challenge. History is filled with stories of those who thrived not because life was easy, but because they embraced the struggle. Abraham Lincoln faced countless political defeats before leading a nation. Helen Keller overcame the silent darkness of blindness and deafness to inspire millions. Winston Churchill stood unyielding against the tide of war, drawing strength from adversity. These figures didn't run from struggle, they mastered it. Their legacy stands as proof of the power that comes from embracing the storm. Once you learn to see adversity as an ally, it no longer holds you back, it propels you forward. You begin to welcome the struggle, knowing it sharpens your character and fortifies your spirit. Embrace adversity with open arms, for it is the crucible where greatness is born. In time, you will realize that the challenges you once feared are the very tools shaping you into something stronger than you imagined. True strength begins in the mind. Before you can conquer the world's challenges, you must first win the battles within. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. They can become your greatest allies or your most destructive enemies. The real battlefield of life is first fought in the mind. Every great achievement begins with a single thought. A disciplined mind is unshakable. It doesn't waver in doubt. It doesn't falter under pressure. It stays focused, resilient, and unwavering. Just as a warrior sharpens his blade, you must sharpen your mind. This is not a one-time act, but a daily practice. As the body grows stronger through physical exercise, the mind is fortified through mental discipline. That discipline is the foundation on which all success is built. Consider the great thinkers of history, like Marcus Aurelius, who ruled with calm in the midst of chaos. Thomas Edison saw opportunity in every failure. Helen Keller overcame what seemed impossible. Their greatness did not come by chance. They mastered their minds. They refused to give in to weakness or surrender. Instead, they embraced struggle as part of their growth, using every challenge to sharpen their resolve. Learn to master your mind, and you will master your life. It begins with rejecting weakness. Cast out thoughts of fear and self-doubt, and replace them with conviction and certainty. When you control your thoughts, you control your actions. And when you control your actions, you command your destiny. The mind is like a garden. Plant seeds of fear and doubt, and weeds of despair will take root. But plant seeds of strength and purpose, and you will harvest success and fulfillment. Guard your thoughts with vigilance, letting nothing enter your mind that does not serve your purpose. To achieve mastery over the mind, train it daily. Start with small victories. Control your emotions, resist distractions, and focus your energy on your goals. Over time, those small victories will multiply until your mind is no longer an adversary, but your greatest ally. When you learn to master your thoughts, adversity loses its power. Doubt becomes a whisper instead of a roar. Fear turns into a fleeting shadow rather than a wall you cannot climb. The world may try to shake you, but the disciplined mind stands firm. It remains rooted in purpose, fortified by unshakable belief. True strength begins and ends in the mind. It is not determined by what happens around you, but by the quiet confidence that no matter what comes, you are ready to face it. Master your mind, and you master your fate. Resilience is not a gift, it is a practice. It's built through action, by moving forward even when the path is unclear, even when fear is present. Resilience is the decision to keep going no matter how many times you fall. It's the quiet strength that whispers, "Try again," even when the world tells you to quit. Think of the blacksmith hammering iron into shape. With each strike, the metal grows stronger, more defined, more resilient. Life will strike you too. There is no escaping that. But every blow is an opportunity to forge yourself into someone stronger, more determined, and more capable. Adversity is not your enemy. It is your anvil. The flames of challenge are not to be feared. They temper your spirit. To build resilience, you must act even when it feels impossible. Take the first step, even when fear insists you cannot. Rise each time you fall. Refuse to stay down. For resilience is not about never falling. It is about always rising again. Each failure is a lesson. Each setback is a test. The more you rise, the stronger you become. Resilience is not something you inherit. It is something you cultivate. It is a choice you make every single day. When life challenges you, you face two options: to crumble or to rise. The strong choose to rise, not because they are fearless, but because they refuse to be defeated. They know that every setback is a stepping stone, every failure a lesson, and every struggle a forge of greatness. To build resilience, you must train your mind to see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities. Learn to welcome challenges as chances to grow stronger, to gain wisdom, and to prepare for what lies ahead. Embrace the struggle, for it is the price of growth. Just as the blacksmith tempers iron, life tempers your spirit with every blow. Rise after every fall. Stand tall in the face of adversity. Be unyielding in your pursuit of growth. Resilience is not about merely surviving hardship. It is about thriving despite it. It's the quiet assurance that no matter how many times you're knocked down, you will rise stronger, more determined, and more resolute than before. Resilience is not a gift, it is a practice. Cultivate it daily, and you will discover that no challenge, setback, or failure can break the spirit of someone who chooses to rise after every fall. True strength is measured not only by how fast you move, but by how patiently you endure. Too often, we rush through life, desperate for quick results, abandoning our dreams when progress feels slow. Yet real strength is found in patience. The ability to persist even when the path is long and the finish line is nowhere in sight. Think of the farmer who plants his seeds and waits for the harvest. He cannot rush the seasons, nor can he command the rain. All he can do is tend his work with faith and diligence, trusting that in time, the fruits of his labor will appear. Patience is the silent strength that bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. To master patience is to understand that delay is not denial. Life rewards those who endure, those who wait with purpose and work with conviction. Embrace patience, and you will see that time is not your enemy, but your greatest ally. The mighty oak does not grow overnight. It stands against the wind, bends with the storm, and reaches for the sun with quiet determination. It survives droughts and endures the fiercest tempests, yet it remains, not because it is the fastest, but because it is the most enduring. In the same way, your strength is not defined by how quickly you achieve your goals, but by how resiliently you withstand the trials along the way. Patience is not passive, it is active endurance. It is choosing to stay the course even when the journey feels endless. It is believing in the unseen, trusting that your efforts, though invisible today, will yield results in time. The world may celebrate speed, but it is patience that truly conquers. Patience builds empires, forges legacies, and turns dreams into reality. A rushing river may cut paths through rock, but it is the slow, steady flow that carves great canyons. Time, combined with persistence, creates masterpieces. Every step you take, every seed you plant, is part of the process. Do not rush the seasons of your life. Learn to wait with purpose and endure with conviction. For when you master patience, you master strength. Not the kind that breaks through walls, but the kind that withstands them. Hold firm. Trust the process. Real strength is not measured by how fast you move, but by how patiently you endure. When others falter, you will remain. When others surrender, you will persist. And in the end, you will see the fruits of your patience bloom in ways you never imagined. Without belief in yourself, strength cannot exist. Self-belief is the foundation upon which resilience is built. It is the inner voice that whispers, "Keep moving forward," even when the world screams, "Give up." Without self-belief, every obstacle looks insurmountable, and every setback feels like a reason to quit. True strength is born from the unshakable conviction that you are capable of greatness, no matter the odds stacked against you. Think of the Wright brothers, two visionaries who dared to believe in the possibility of flight long before the world accepted it. Their journey was marked by failures, crashes, and constant doubt. Yet they pressed on, driven by an inner certainty that rose above the limitations of their time. For the Wright brothers, belief was not just an idea. It was an unrelenting commitment to their vision. It was this unyielding faith that lifted them from the ground when logic and reason insisted man was never meant to fly. To cultivate self-belief, you must speak life into your dreams every single day. Negative thoughts are seeds of doubt. If left unchecked, they will choke the roots of your ambition. Reject the whispers of failure, silence the voices that say you cannot, and replace them with thoughts of possibility and triumph. When you believe in yourself, you unlock the strength to overcome any obstacle. Belief turns adversity into opportunity, transforming setbacks into stepping stones. Self-belief is not arrogance. It is certainty in your own potential. It is the unbreakable understanding that within you lies the power to change your reality. It is rising each morning with the knowledge that your dreams are not fantasies, but glimpses of your destiny. The world may not see your vision, but that's because it is yours to manifest. True strength is found in the quiet assurance that you are enough, that everything you need to succeed already lies within you. To master self-belief, you must build a wall against doubt, brick by brick, with every small victory, every disciplined action, and every refusal to quit. Guard your mind from negativity. Surround yourself with those who inspire you, who see your potential even when you falter. Speak life into your dreams daily, nurture them, protect them from disbelief, and watch them grow stronger. When you believe in yourself, you set a standard. Others will begin to see you through the lens of your conviction. Your strength will inspire faith in those around you. Strength is not born from the opinions of others, but from the depths of your own belief. Build that foundation unbreakable, and no storm will ever shake it. Believe, endure, and triumph. This is the path to unyielding strength. Consistency is the quiet secret of the strong. True strength is not found in one grand gesture, but in the daily choice to keep showing up, even when motivation fades. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack consistency. They begin with enthusiasm, but abandon their goals at the first sign of resistance. Strength is forged in the moments when you press forward even after the excitement is gone, even when the journey becomes hard. Think of a river carving its way through stone, not with force, but with steady pressure, day after day. The river does not rush or force its way. It flows steadily and persistently, wearing down even the hardest rock. You must approach your goals the same way, not with frantic bursts of energy, but with the quiet power of persistence. Consistent actions, repeated over time, hold the power to transform your life. Small efforts compounded daily create monumental results. To master consistency, discipline must take priority over motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind, but discipline remains. It is the force that drives you to act, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's choosing to work on your dreams when distractions call your name. Discipline is the engine behind consistency. Success is rarely the result of a single moment. It is built on countless small victories. It grows on the back of routine, on the strength of habits repeated over time. Those who master consistency understand that greatness is not achieved in a day. It is earned through years of steady effort. They know that every small step matters, that each day of showing up moves them closer to their dreams. Look back at history and you'll see that the most successful individuals were not always the most talented. They were the most consistent. To truly embrace consistency, you must commit to your purpose. Let that purpose guide you. When motivation fades, purpose will keep you moving. When distractions arise, purpose will sharpen your focus. Anchor your actions in purpose, and consistency will follow naturally. Remember, consistency is the silent architect of strength. It builds empires, forges character, and shapes destinies. Every time you choose to show up, you are laying the foundation for greatness. The world may celebrate grand gestures, but it is the quiet, steady commitment to consistency that changes lives. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Life will test you with challenges that seem unbearable because pain touches us all. No one escapes it. But within that pain lies a choice, to be broken by it or strengthened through it. The strongest among us are not those who avoid pain, but those who transform it into power. They have learned that suffering is not required. It is only a reaction. While pain is a fact of life, suffering is a state of mind. Think of steel. Before it becomes unbreakable, it must first be forged in fire, hammered into shape, and refined through pressure. Your spirit is the same. When you learn to endure the heat of adversity, you emerge stronger, more resilient, and unyielding. The flames that once threatened to consume you become the very force that shapes you. Adversity, when embraced, becomes the forge of strength. To transform pain into power, you must accept it, learn from it, and let it fuel your determination. Pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. Every struggle carries a lesson. Every hardship is an opportunity to grow stronger. The moments that test you most deeply are the ones that reveal your greatest strength. But this happens only if you choose to see pain for what it is, a stepping stone to greatness, not a stumbling block to defeat. There is a story of a blacksmith who took raw metal and shaped it into powerful swords. The metal was heated, hammered, and refined with precision. To the untrained eye, it looked like destruction, but to the blacksmith, it was creation. The more the metal endured, the stronger it became. So too must you endure the fires of life, knowing each blow is not meant to destroy you, but to craft you into something greater. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. You hold the power to decide how you respond. Will you be crushed by adversity or rise stronger because of it? Those who understand this truth become unbreakable. They walk through life's storms not with fear, but with the quiet confidence of those who know that every struggle is a path to strength. Let pain be your teacher, not your torment. Transform it into power, embrace its lessons, and trust that through the fires of adversity, you are being shaped into something greater than you were before. Persistence is the bridge between desire and achievement. Many dream of success, but few are willing to endure the journey. The truth is, the path to greatness is not defined by how many times you win, but by how many times you refuse to give up. Every great achievement in history was built not just on ambition, but on relentless persistence. It is the quiet, unyielding force that drives you forward when the road is rough and obstacles feel impossible. To develop persistence, you must commit to moving forward, no matter the challenge. The journey will not always be smooth. There will be days of doubt, moments of frustration, and times when the end feels out of reach. But these are the very moments that shape you. It is easy to keep going when the path is clear and the skies are calm. True strength is found in pushing forward when the road is steep and the storm rages. Persistence is built in the daily decision to try again, to press on despite the odds. It is waking up with purpose, even when progress feels invisible. It is knowing that every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your vision. Many abandon their dreams because they mistake slow progress for no progress. But persistence is not about speed, it is about endurance. And when you feel like giving up, remember this: the only true failure is surrender. Every step you take, every effort you make, carries you closer to achievement. Success does not belong only to the most talented or the most gifted. It belongs to those who persist when others quit. Build that bridge between desire and achievement with persistence, and nothing will be able to stop you. Keep pushing, keep striving, and keep believing, for the only true failure is surrender. Discipline is the bedrock of real strength. Without it, even the grandest ambitions crumble into dust. Discipline is the backbone of achievement, the force that drives action when motivation fades and the path grows steep. Discipline is more than willpower. It is the commitment to follow through on your goals, no matter how you feel in the moment. Those who master it know that success is not built on flashes of inspiration, but in the daily grind of consistent effort. To build discipline, you must create rituals that support your goals. Habits are the invisible architecture of destiny. Wake with purpose, work with intention, and rest with reflection. Dreaming alone is never enough. You must act consistently and deliberately. The disciplined mind knows that waiting for the perfect moment is only an illusion. There is only now, this present moment to act, to move forward, to lay another brick on the foundation of your dream. Think of a river carving its way through stone, not with one sudden surge, but through steady, relentless persistence. It does not rush. It does not force. It flows, unyielding and unending. Over time, it shapes mountains, molds valleys, and transforms landscapes. Your actions must be the same, small, deliberate, and unceasing. This is the essence of discipline. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fall short is not merely talent. It is discipline. Talent may open the door, but discipline keeps you walking through it. It is the will to keep moving forward, even when the world gives you every reason to stop. It is the strength to say no to distractions, no to excuses, and yes to purpose. Discipline is the chain that links ambition to achievement, forged one decision at a time. Let it be your compass, guiding you toward the life you are meant to create. Do not wait for the right conditions, create them. When you master discipline, you master your destiny. Greatness is not achieved in a single act, but through disciplined actions repeated day after day. Build the habits of greatness, and greatness will follow. Failure is not the end. It is the beginning of growth. Those who fear failure never taste the sweetness of success. Every stumble, every setback carries a lesson in disguise. True strength is not in avoiding failure, but in learning from it. The road to greatness is paved with mistakes, doubts, and moments when everything seems to fall apart. Yet it is within those very moments that real growth is born. Think of the seed buried in the soil. In darkness, it faces pressure, resistance, and the weight of the earth above it. But instead of surrendering, it pushes through, breaking the surface to reach the light. Its growth comes from struggle, not ease. So too must you push through the weight of failure, knowing it is only the soil from which your strength will grow. To turn failure into feedback, you must ask the right questions. What went wrong? What can I do differently? And above all, what lesson does this hold? When you see failure as a teacher, it loses its power to paralyze you. Failure becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Those who fear it avoid challenges, but those who embrace it grow stronger with every attempt. The key to mastering failure is perspective. When you stop seeing it as an endpoint and start viewing it as part of the learning process, you free yourself from its grip. Failure then becomes a teacher, guiding you toward greater understanding and deeper wisdom. It is not a curse, but a blessing, an opportunity to refine your approach, strengthen your resolve, and sharpen your skills. Embrace failure as a tool for growth. Study your mistakes, learn from them, and use them as the foundation for your next step. Every failure carries within it the seeds of success. Once you master this truth, you become unstoppable. Fear of failure no longer holds you back, because you understand that every misstep is only a chapter in your journey toward greatness. Failure is not the end, it is the beginning of growth. Change is inevitable. Many crumble under its weight because they cling to comfort. But true strength is found in adaptation, in the willingness to evolve and grow as life unfolds. Those who resist change trap themselves in stagnation, while those who embrace it unlock doors to endless possibilities. Change is not your enemy. It is your ally. It is the force that propels you forward, demands growth, and shapes you into something greater. To embrace change, you must let go of attachment to how things were. Comfort may feel safe, but it is also the enemy of progress. When you cling too tightly to what is familiar, you close yourself off from the opportunities ahead. Welcome new challenges, learn from new experiences, and understand that growth often requires carving new paths through stone. Just as the river shapes new courses through rock, you must be willing to create new paths in your own life. Even if it means leaving comfort behind, change is the birthplace of progress. It is the force that transforms a seed into a tree, that turns night into day, and that molds ordinary lives into extraordinary legacies. Those who fear change remain trapped in mediocrity, but those who embrace it discover the power of transformation. Think of the seasons. Each brings its own trials and its own blessings. The world does not resist the coming of winter, nor does it cling to the warmth of summer. It moves gracefully through each phase, adapting to change and thriving because of it. This is the essence of strength, not resisting the winds of change, but learning to move with them. To master the art of embracing change, you must adopt a growth mindset. See challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to learn. View obstacles not as barriers, but as stepping stones to deeper understanding. When you learn to welcome change, you unlock the door to new possibilities, new strengths, and new achievements. Change is inevitable, but resistance only holds you back. Flow with the current of life, and you will see that change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It is the force that shapes you, strengthens you, and guides you to your greatest potential. Focus is your greatest weapon in a distracted world. The ability to direct your energy toward one goal is the true mark of strength. In a world overflowing with distractions, those who master focus hold the keys to achievement. Simply wanting success is not enough. You must aim your attention with precision and purpose. When you learn to cut out distractions and sharpen your focus, you unlock the power to achieve greatness. Think of a magnifying glass under the sun. Scattered rays do nothing, but when concentrated through the glass, they become powerful enough to ignite a flame. Your mind works the same way. Scattered thoughts achieve little, but focused energy can move mountains. Every great achievement in history was born of focus, an unyielding commitment to a singular vision. Those who achieve the impossible do so not from talent alone, but from their ability to stay focused on their purpose. To master the power of focus, you must learn to say no to distractions. The world is full of noise, constant demands for your attention, endless streams of information, and countless temptations pulling you away from your purpose. To master focus, you must guard your attention with vigilance. You must be intentional about what you allow into your mind. Every moment of distraction is a moment stolen from your dreams. To master focus, you need to create an environment that supports it. Clear the clutter from your workspace, minimize interruptions, and set firm boundaries for your time. Focus is like a muscle. It grows stronger with use and weakens with neglect. Train yourself to concentrate for longer periods, to block out the noise, and to channel your energy into meaningful effort. What you focus on, you create. Direct your thoughts with purpose, and your actions will follow. The mind is a powerful tool. When focused, it can turn dreams into reality, goals into achievements, and visions into legacy. In a world full of distractions, your greatest weapon is focus. Master it, and you master life. True strength is also found in the courage to risk failure for the hope of success. Too many live imprisoned by fear. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of loss. But greatness belongs to those willing to step beyond their comfort zones. It is the willingness to embrace the unknown, to venture into uncharted territory, that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Real strength is not in avoiding risk, but in facing it head-on, armed with faith and determination. Think of the explorer venturing into unknown lands. Not because it is safe, but because it is necessary. His courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. He understands that fear is only a companion on the journey, not a force that dictates his path. With each step forward, he creates a new way where none existed before. His journey stands as proof of the power of courage, a reminder that strength is found in risking failure for the hope of success. To build courage, you must learn to act in the presence of fear. Do not wait for fear to disappear, walk with it. Every great achievement in history began with someone willing to risk the fall to reach the summit. The mountain climber does not stare at the peak with hesitation. He moves forward step by step, knowing that each inch gained is progress. His legs may tremble, his hands may shake, but his heart is fixed on the summit. Strength is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. It is the choice to take that first step when everything inside you screams to turn back. It is found in the willingness to stumble, to fall, and to rise again stronger than before. The path to greatness is paved with uncertainty, but only those who dare to walk it discover the true power of courage. Risk the fall, embrace the fear, for in those uncertain moments you will uncover your greatest strength. The courage to risk failure is the birthplace of triumph, and the hope of success is the light that guides you forward. Yet strength is also rooted in gratitude. True strength is not built on muscle alone, nor simply on persistence or willpower. It comes from a quiet, unseen foundation of the heart, gratitude. When a person learns to truly appreciate what they have, they become invincible in spirit. They may be bruised, but never broken. They may be challenged, but never defeated. Gratitude becomes the inner fortress that protects you in life's fiercest storms. Yet most people live in a constant state of wanting more money, more recognition, more comfort, more ease. When your attention is always fixed on what is missing, you train your mind to see lack instead of abundance. And a mind that sees only lack will always feel weak, anxious, and incomplete. Gratitude changes that perspective. It shifts your focus to what is, not to what is not. It teaches you to look at your life, however humble or difficult it may be, and say, "This is enough. I am blessed." Think of the farmer who rises before the sun. His hands are calloused, his back often sore. Yet he works not from compulsion, but from quiet thanksgiving. He is grateful for the rain, even when it delays his plans. He is grateful for the sun, even when it burns. Why? Because he sees potential in every seed. He knows hardship is not a curse, but the price of the harvest. His gratitude turns labor into triumph. And so his spirit never grows weary, for it is renewed daily by the hope his gratitude provides. Gratitude is not passive, it is an act of strength. It takes intention. It is a muscle of the soul that must be exercised. You cannot simply wish to be grateful. You must train yourself to see beauty in the ordinary, to find opportunity in the everyday, to recognize blessings where others see burdens. Look around you. There is far more to be thankful for than you realize. The breath in your lungs, the mind that can think and dream, the eyes that read these words, the people who love you, even imperfectly, the chances you have to begin again. When you start counting these blessings, something remarkable happens. Your problems shrink, your heart expands, and your path becomes clearer. Gratitude doesn't change your circumstances, it changes you. It makes you calm, centered, and focused. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop complaining and begin creating. Your energy is no longer wasted on comparison or resentment. It is directed inward, where true power lives. Gratitude clears the fog of frustration and reveals the road ahead. Do not wait for some grand moment to feel grateful. Practice it now, in this very moment. Take inventory of the good in your life. No matter how small, say thank you aloud. Write it down. Share it with others. Each time you express gratitude, your roots grow deeper, and from deep roots, mighty trees rise. Even the scriptures remind us, in everything, give thanks, not only in the easy moments, but in all things. For even pain can refine you. Even loss can guide you. Even waiting can strengthen you. Gratitude does not erase the struggle, it dignifies it. It does not remove sorrow, it transforms it. Strength built on gratitude endures far longer than strength built on pride. Pride crumbles in crisis, but gratitude rises. It says, "Though I walk through the valley, I am still blessed." That belief becomes your compass, your shield, your fuel. So begin your days with thanks. Let gratitude be your morning ritual, your midday correction, and your evening reflection. When the world shakes around you, you will not be moved, because gratitude has anchored you in truth. And what is that truth? That you already have enough to begin, that your life, even now, is fertile ground. With gratitude, you can weather any season, rise from any fall, and build a strength no storm can take away. Let gratitude be your power, and let that power make you unshakable. And remember, forgiveness too is an act of strength, not weakness. Too often people believe forgiveness belongs to the weak, that to forgive is to surrender, to yield, to be soft. Nothing requires more strength than looking into the face of betrayal, hurt, or injustice and saying, "I release you." In that moment, you are not approving the wrong. You are declaring freedom from its hold. To cling to anger is to bind yourself to the offender. To nurture resentment is like drinking poison and hoping the other suffers. Yet many live this way. They wear their pain like armor, believing it protects them, but in truth, it weighs them down. It steals their peace, their power, and their potential. Forgiveness, then, is not a gift to the offender. It is a gift to yourself. It is the decision to no longer let someone else's actions define your thoughts, control your emotions, or limit your future. Forgiveness is the quiet, powerful act of reclaiming your strength. Think of the tree in autumn. It does not cling to its dying leaves. It lets them go, not out of weakness, but from understanding the cycle of life. Letting go allows renewal, shedding what no longer serves to make room for something greater. In the same way, you must release the burdens of your past. The wound may not have been your choice, but the healing always is. True forgiveness does not begin with the other person's remorse, but with your resolve to rise. Do not wait for apologies that may never come. Do not let your healing depend on someone else's repentance. The key is already in your hands. When you choose to unlock the cage, you step into a life no longer shackled by bitterness. You may ask, but what if they don't deserve my forgiveness? The truth is, they probably don't. But forgiveness was never meant to be earned. It was meant to be given for your sake. It is not declaring their actions right. It is declaring that you will no longer carry the weight of their wrongs. To master forgiveness, you must understand its purpose, liberation, yours, not theirs. Forgiveness cuts the rope that ties you to the past. It creates space for peace where pain once lived. It makes room for strength where weakness once lingered. And strength does grow, for it takes immense courage to forgive. It takes maturity to choose peace over punishment. It takes vision to see beyond the wound and into the wisdom it leaves behind. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is remembering without the chains. It is the strength to look back without falling apart, to speak of pain without being ruled by it. It is saying, yes, that hurt me, but no, it will not define me. Let the words of Scripture guide you. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Not as a transaction, but as a law of the Spirit. For what you give, you make room to receive. As you release bitterness, you invite healing. As you let go of hatred, you allow love to return. When you choose forgiveness, you become like the ocean, deep, vast, powerful, capable of holding much, but not clinging to every drop. You learn to rise with the tide of your own inner strength. So look within. Who still holds space in your heart through chains of anger? What pain still echoes in the chambers of your mind? You do not need to forget. You do not even need reconciliation. But you must release, for your sake, for your freedom. And when you do, something miraculous happens. The weight lifts. The world feels lighter. Your path clears, not because the past has changed, but because you have. Forgiveness is not the end of strength. It is the beginning of it. Let go, and you will grow stronger than you've ever been. True strength does not need to announce itself. It is a quiet power that walks among us, unseen, often unnoticed, but undeniable. It does not shout. It does not boast. It does not seek the spotlight. This power is humility, and those who carry it hold a strength no applause, no fame, and no external validation can replicate. For true strength has nothing to prove. It simply is. Arrogance is loud because it is uncertain. It demands recognition because it lacks inner security. The truly strong are not concerned with admiration. They are concerned with impact. They do not spend their days counting achievements. They are too focused on service and growth. Authentic strength bends toward humility, just as a tree bends toward the sun, not for approval, but for alignment. Consider the mountain. It towers above valleys, vast and immovable, yet it remains silent. It does not proclaim its height or remind the world of its stature. It simply exists, steady, strong, and grounded. That is the nature of humility. It does not compete. It does not compare. It does not need to speak of its greatness, for its presence alone says enough. Those who are truly powerful do not inflate themselves. They lift others. They are not afraid to admit when they are wrong, because they see mistakes not as threats, but as teachers. They are not afraid to learn from the lowly, for they know wisdom often wears many disguises. Humility is the soil where true strength takes root. To practice humility, you must first silence the ego. You must be willing to listen, not only to those above you, but also to those beside you, beneath you, and even those who oppose you. Every voice carries a lesson. Every soul has something to offer. When you dismiss people based on their status, you rob yourself of growth. But when you stay open, curious, and respectful, you rise not in pride, but in wisdom. Let your actions define your strength, not your words. Speak less, observe more. Serve without seeking praise. Help without expecting reward. Do what is right, even when no one is watching. This is how humility is forged. This is how strength becomes sacred. Ancient texts remind us, he who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. This is not only spiritual truth, it is a law of life. Arrogance isolates. It builds walls. Humility connects. It builds bridges. And through these connections, greatness multiplies. If you wish to become unshakable, ground yourself in humility. Enter every room as a student, not a master. Speak to the janitor as you would to the king. Learn from the child as you would from the sage. The moment you believe you have nothing left to learn, you begin to lose the strength you worked so hard to build. True strength is quiet but visible. It is rooted yet rising. It is gentle but unyielding. And it is crowned not by glory, but by grace. Let humility be your mountain, vast, grounded, enduring. When you carry it, you will not need to chase recognition, for your life will speak for itself. Remember this, the strongest souls are not those who stand tallest, but those who bow deepest in service, in learning, and in love. Choose humility, and you will walk in a strength the world cannot shake. But strength without action is merely potential. The world is full of dreamers. People with vision, ambition, and noble intentions. Yet visions left unacted upon remain fantasies. Intentions without execution turn into regret. Strength, left idle, becomes a burden rather than a blessing. For strength has no value unless it is used. Many hold the potential to do great things. They speak of goals, read of success, and envision a brighter future. But they never move. They wait for better timing, clearer signs, perfect conditions. Life does not reward those who wait. It rewards those who act. Strength is not proven in your thoughts. It is proven in your steps. Think of the blacksmith. He does not only dream of forged swords or perfect tools. He takes raw iron, places it in the fire, and begins the hard work of shaping it. Blow after blow, day after day. His vision is the spark, but his strength is in the doing. Each strike of the hammer, each drop of sweat, brings him closer to the masterpiece he carries in his mind. So it is with your life. You may have the strength to build a business, write a book, heal a relationship, or change your destiny. But that strength remains only potential until you act. Preparation, knowledge, and talent mean little if never applied. It is action that builds momentum. It is movement that reveals the path. To master action, you must learn to step forward even when the road is unclear. Progress is never reserved for those who wait for certainty. It belongs to those willing to take the next step in the dark. You do not need to see the entire staircase to climb. You need only to trust the strength in your legs and the vision in your heart. Do not wait for permission. Do not stall for perfection. Perfect conditions rarely arrive. Instead, create them by moving forward. Each action you take sharpens your skill, clarifies your direction, and strengthens your resolve. Greatness is born through repetition, not contemplation. There will be fear. There will be setbacks. But action has a way of silencing fear. The longer you wait, the louder your doubts become. Yet the moment you move, fear begins to fade. Clarity comes through motion. Confidence is built in movement. You do not grow strong by thinking strong. You become strong by acting strong. As the scriptures say, faith without works is dead. In the same way, strength without action is lifeless. Your power is not in what you could do. It is in what you actually do. The blacksmith does not boast about the tools he might create. He proves them, forged in fire and effort. So let your strength be visible in your daily choices. Rise early. Speak truth. Build with consistency. Begin before you feel ready, and follow through when it gets hard. Let your habits prove your power. Let your results speak for your resolve. Action is the bridge between the invisible and the tangible. It connects who you are with who you can become. It transforms silent dreams into undeniable results. And the world listens to results. So take the hammer in your hand. Begin the work. Strike, shape, refine, and do not stop until the form matches the vision. Your masterpiece awaits, but only if you act. Because true strength is not in having power, it is in using it. The real measure of strength is your refusal to give up, your decision to continue when every part of you wants to quit. There will be moments in life when it feels as though the weight of the world is pressing on your shoulders, when exhaustion seeps into your bones, when your dreams seem too far away, and giving up feels easier than pressing on. These are the defining moments, the moments when true strength is revealed. Strength is never found in comfort, nor in ease. It is discovered in adversity, forged in fire, and proven through perseverance. The road to greatness is not paved with smooth stones. It is rough, steep, and often lonely. But those who reach the summit are not the ones who were never tempted to quit. They are the ones who refuse to. Picture the climber ascending the mountain. His muscles shake, the air grows thin, the path turns treacherous. And yet, he climbs. Why? Because his strength is not limited to his body. It is rooted in his spirit, his resolve, his unyielding decision to keep moving forward, one step at a time. This is the essence of real power. To keep showing up when no one is watching, to keep pushing when there is no applause, and to keep believing when the outcome is uncertain. Strength is not in never falling. It is in rising every single time you do. To build unyielding resolve, you must first decide that quitting is not an option. Remove it from your vocabulary. Do not even entertain it. Even in thought, persistence must be your only path forward. When failure comes, and it will, treat it not as defeat, but as a lesson. Stand up, adjust, and advance. Every setback tests your commitment. Every delay sharpens your focus. And every fall is an invitation to rise with greater wisdom and renewed fire. Let nothing stop your progress. Not fatigue, not fear, not frustration. Turn every obstacle into fuel. As the scriptures remind us, do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. This is more than inspiration, it is instruction. Press on, stay the course. Victory belongs to those who endure. When your heart feels heavy and your will begins to waver, remember, the summit is still ahead, and each step brings you closer. Keep moving, keep believing, keep rising. For the true measure of strength is not in how long you stand tall, but in how many times you choose to rise again. Every challenge presents a choice, to rise or retreat. Choose strength. Commit to mastering your mind. Carry this message with you and remind yourself daily, you were built to endure. Let this be your turning point. Hold the line, stay grounded, and never forget. Unshakable strength begins with a single decision. I wish you health, happiness, and strength on your journey. And remember to subscribe to Mindset Daily for more inspiration.